everyone, I'm Elizabeth and today I'm going to be sharing my weightlifting journey, specifically my glute growth journey, and just things that I wish I knew earlier. I currently am a trainer at the Glute Lab. I recently attended a seminar from Bret Contreras, who is the owner of the Glute Lab and the inventor of the hip thrust. So I've learned a lot through him. I have personally seen a lot of glute growth these past 4 to 5 months from the changes that I've made after hitting a plateau. I've been weightlifting since I was a freshman in college, so 2017, and these are the things that I've done to overcome those plateaus. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. I have always been skinny. Growing up, I felt like a stick. Then when I got to college, I learned that you could grow your glutes. That's when I started going to the gym, training glutes 3 times a week, a lot of banded stuff. I was under eating prior to starting my weightlifting journey, especially because I was skinny. People were like, eat as much as you can, even if you're full. All of a sudden, like I just gained weight in the areas that I didn't want to gain weight. Quick weight gain like that, you cannot control where it's going. But I will say that like I definitely gained confidence going into the gym, like just getting the reps in no matter what it was. So it wasn't until my junior year of college that I started seeing physical transformation because I started training here at the Glute Lab. I wasn't happy about like being skinny fat, and the owner, he introduced me to body recomposition. So whatever weight you're at, the amount of calories to sustain that weight is what you're eating. Recomposition takes a lot longer because you're just staying at the same weight and then you're relying on like your training under Bret. I was doing a lot of like low volume, so low reps and high weight. And so with my hip thrust, I would be doing like 5 reps, 1 rep max. I saw glute growth up to a point and then I kind of plateaued. So all of these tweaks that I make is because I hit a plateau and I'm not really seeing much results anymore. And then I'm like, okay, what can I do? If what I'm doing right now is not working, what can I do instead? Last year, I started a new program. I got a personal trainer and she's doing my macros for me and everything. I have seen the most glute growth that I have had in so long. Like I didn't even think that I could grow my glutes anymore. I was like, okay, I guess I'm a lost cause. What I've been doing, I've been increasing my calories slowly. So like 100 calories every week or 2 weeks, to be honest. Like I've been doing it a lot slower because I was scared to gain weight very rapidly. Tracking in MyFitnessPal every single day, which sounds like a lot, but once you get in the habit of it, it's easy. It really helps hold you accountable, but it also shows you that you don't need to be scared of food. There's a variety of food that you can eat and you can still stay in your macros. Prioritizing protein, so 1 gram per pound of body weight. Something I want to add too is that if you're not getting your protein in, you look at the end of the day and you don't have enough, then you can just the next day have a little bit more protein. It's just more about like your cumulative protein over the week. So you can literally add up the protein that you're consuming every day divided by 7, and then you can look at that and be like, okay, did I get 120 grams of protein per day? But as far as like your actual workout itself, you want to make sure that your sets are challenging enough for you to stimulate that muscle growth. So if it's too easy because you see 3 sets of 12, I'm going to do 12 reps and then stop because that's what it says, but you really could have done like 5 more, then you're robbing yourself of the gains pretty much because you're stopping before you actually hit that threshold of where you're gonna see progress. I always say just because it says 12 reps doesn't mean that you should stop at 12 if you could do more with good form. And also too, something I wish I knew was not to ego lift. Like I would much rather be at a light weight and have perfect form and feel it where I should than have like a heavy weight and I'm not feeling it and my form's terrible. If you are going controlled, slow, mind muscle connection, you don't need to have a lot of weight on there. I used to hip thrust like 3 plates on each side, and now I kind of just do like a plate and 25s or 2 plates, you know, like just so that I am intentional about it and I feel it. Either way, my rule of thumb is like the last 2-3 reps should be pretty challenging. Just be mindful, like, am I pushing myself hard enough? I think we underestimate how much effort we can put into a set until like you have your friends standing watching you and they're like, dude, you could definitely do like 3 more. If you're doing legs 3 days a week, this is kind of like the recipe. You're gonna do a hip thrust variation, standard hip thrust, eccentric focus, knee banded. If you're only hitting legs 2 times a week, which is what I'm doing, I'll do like 4 sets of things, sometimes 5. Then you're gonna do a quad exercise, more like a compound quad exercise. So like lever squat, Smith machine squat, lunges, Bulgarian split squats, things like that. And then you'll do a hinge movement like deadlifts, or you could do good mornings, back extensions, reverse hypers, RDLs. I love RDLs. That's been like my favorite thing right now. And then you're gonna do a abduction, so a forward leaning abduction for your glute max, and then an extended upper abduction for your glute med. Those two positionings will work different parts of your glutes. For the forward leaning one, you can substitute it sometimes for a kickback, which is what I really like to do. For some exercises, like a forward lean is gonna make it more glute focused. That is like the recipe with wiggle room. He said 85% recipe, 15% wiggle room, listening to your body. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Find an alternative. I will say mild back pain is common when you're first starting out, especially because you're not familiar with the movement, so your back is trying to like compensate. That's why it's so important to learn how to brace your core, get the form down so you're not ego lifting. If you're not seeing progress, like, are you doing enough volume? Are you eating your protein? Are you eating enough carbs and fats? Because you do have to eat in order to see growth. Your genetics play a huge part in it too. Even as far as like having hip dips, some people can't get rid of their hip dip. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just compare yourself to where you're starting. I really hope you found this helpful. Let me know what you want to see next, and even just short form content that you want to see. Make sure you subscribe below as well. See you.